Okay, I'll talk about instructional designing, I'll talk about who am I, I'll talk about all those details as we progress. Let's not break the momentum right now. Let's begin with talking about. So first of all, again, I hope your fingertips are warm enough. I want you to start writing in the chat, start telling, what do you mean by learning? The first word, creating learning experiences that I had written. What, according to you, is learning? Something new, gaining knowledge, growth, a journey of discovery, getting to know something new, understanding, exchange of knowledge, exploring. I'm sorry, again, I'm going to miss out something. Learning is reading something and actually understanding it. Continuous process, oh my God, you guys are excellent. Adventure, learning gets through an experience and changes us. Amazing, absorbing, gaining knowledge for future, exploring something new. It's discovering, yes. Learning is learning, but learning again. Very nice. Skills, values, fabulous, fabulous. Gaining knowledge and exploring something. I think all of you have actually, oh, this is brilliant. It's a process which is obtained by either experience or by understanding. Yes. Creativity. Discovering something new, the behaviors. Yes, perfect. It's acquiring what all you have already spoken about, the understanding, the knowledge, the behaviors, skills, values. You've written n number of things. Yes. Anything new that we are acquiring, which is going to make a change in some way within us, or even in our physical appearance, in multitude of ways. Excellent, excellent. I'm so happy for this forum over here. Such active people. The fingertips keep it warm enough as we proceed to answer the question. What do you think is an experience? Can you define the term experience? Okay, let's start talking about it. How do you define the term experience? What we learned, observing things very closely, journey of life, doing something more than once, yeah, repetition, practical contact, observation of facts, something which comes as we become older, okay, you gain it over a period of time with age, okay. When you learn something that plays a part in your growth, past failures or success, yes. It's using our memory from before to do something. Excellent. We have gone through without prior knowledge. Exposure to reality. Excellent. Audition day is an enjoyable experience for any 7-year-old. Oh, which leaves an impression on someone. Excellent, excellent. Something which makes us best in the business. Yes. Learn by doing. Yes. Yes. I'm so happy, so happy. Yes, it can be good and bad. We are not going to evaluate it right now, whether it is good or bad, but yes, it can be part of your memory as good or bad. Hands-on learning. Yes, yes, we can understand that. So it's just any conscious event. I'm just using a technical definition over here. So that it encompasses everything what you people have already shared in the chat. It is a conscious event, whatever we think, whatever we imagine. But remember, an experience is something that you live through. You know, you go through it. Without that, it is not an experience. For example, there is a hot pan on the stove which has just been taken out. I accidentally go and touch it. Immediately, I know my fingers will get burnt and I'm never going to touch it. That is an experience which has just come out of it. Now, when I combine those two terms, you know, when I combine both the terms together, The learning and experience. So this is one word, learning experience. Then how will you define it? Chat. I hope your fingers are warm enough. Change in behavior. Excellent. Somebody who gets to become very productive after going through that learning experience. Your performance enhancement. Yes. There's change in perspective. Excellent. Yes. We try and understand something very closely. We gain through a practical exercise. They are, of course, they are interrelated process. Of course, they'll make you successful. You learn from your mistakes. Yes, it enhances you. There is an enhancement that is happening. Oh, I don't understand this language, QASD. Learning through mediums along with companions and friends, related to mindset. Builds personality and habits. No problem, Karthik. I thought I learned a new word. You made me experience a new word. Interaction course, experience in which takes place. It broadens our mindset. Perfect. I'm so happy with all of these. Now, in the context where we are, as a learning experience, the point that we are choosing to design for this particular workshop, I've tried to pick up a relevant definition for it. Whatever you all shared is what it means. Putting it into a very technical terminology, which I enjoy putting it into a technical terminology, you feel like you are an expert. So it's something which is planned or unplanned in different kind of settings, context, that actually helps you to transform your insights. Somebody had already mentioned that there is a behavior change, there is a performance enhancement, you're building out new perspectives, everything comes into it. And learning experience is responsible for it. Let me tell you, in the world from where I come, I mean, my career profile of instructional designing, learning experience word was coined very recently for us. It's just in 2015 when Connie Melawet had coined this term. Okay, so it's not a very something which was done very earlier in their in our lifetime. It just came into existence recently. And oh, my images came. Okay, I gave you the answer before I asked you the question. That's okay. It's an open book. So I would like to know what kind of learning experiences in what different context settings can you have? For example, I'll give you an example already that I can learn something through reading. Yeah, I'm learning from my mistakes, Diya. I am. So I can go through a learning experience by reading a book or even watching a video, right? I can I can look over the shoulder of somebody who is there, who is doing some activity, and learn how to do that activity. So these are kind of experiences. These are also part of learning experiences. Yes, I can do it by observing people also. So yes, you're learning from this webinar. Thank you so much. So if we actually see that you can be sitting on a Zoom room, learning from there, that is also an experience. You're going through an experience, right? You're sitting in a classroom with people all around you, other students around you. That is also an experience. You go sit in isolation in the library or one corner of your room and read a book. That is also an experience that you're undergoing. You actually go into the field, play some game like a football, you go to the swimming pool, you jump into the pool, you swim. Everything is an experience. Within the classroom also, you can start to have an experience which is like using an app. You can make puzzle pieces, you can have toys, you can do multitude of things. Yes, the pandemic has really pushed us into making change into the way we are dealing with these kind of experiences. It has brought about a dynamic change into it. I'll come into it in a bit. Now, when we try to understand why I am talking about a learning experience, is because it makes you to participate. You're not just sitting somewhere and it is just happening to you. No, you have to participate in it. For example, I may give you all the theory behind the football. I'll tell you how huge the football field is, how many people are there, how many, who is a defender, the forward, the goalkeeper. I can describe everything. I can give you all the theories. I can take you to a football field. I'll give you 1 hour of class and I'll tell you, come on, everybody start kicking the balls. But unless you pick your foot and kick the ball, nothing will happen. You won't go through any experience. So all learning experiences has to be participatory in nature. Even when this Zoom session is happening, unless your fingertips are warmed enough and you're writing in the chat, we are not having an actual session. It's a social learning setup. Unless I interact with you in any form, nothing is going to happen. We learn from each other. We learn through actually participating into it. So experience, right? It's a transaction that constantly keeps happening between the person who is on the other side of the Zoom, the person who is actually delivering the session, the content, the PPT slide that you see, the environment that you are in, everything makes a point to it. So if you actually see, yes, the pandemic really brought about the shift in us. We now, instead of thinking that we are just sitting and teaching or being taught, we are actually learning. We have brought our mindset to shift to how we are learning. How are we gaining this experience? And for that, we constantly sit and we have to constantly keep figuring out how this learning is happening. How is constantly things around us changing? So that mindset shift, thanks to the pandemic, it has increased within us, that now we are trying to learn more about it. We are trying to create appropriate experiences around us. Even though we were in a lockdown, we started using Zoom. All families, we used to have family calls on Zoom. We used to have family Maggie session on Zooms. I know Maggie is not healthy, but it is fun to have it once or twice. And during lockdown on a Zoom, it is, I think it's some bit of unhealthy activity is also great. So if I miss out chat in between, please do let me know. And if somebody, if there is a question over there and someone else also can answer, please feel free to do that. I'll be constantly checking the chat as much as possible, and keep looking at the constant things that are happening. Now, when I spoke to you, we have been constantly here talking about experiences, creating learning experiences, making a mind shift change, using technology, using whatever enabling tools that we have. We have to overnight learn everything new. Okay. Now, why are we talking about creating the focus or pushing the focus towards a learning experiences? Why experiences? The reason is, as soon as you think about designing an experience, like for example, in this workshop, if this wasn't a workshop, I would have just talked. I don't know whether you would have had the same kind of experience or not. Now that you're constantly chatting, I think your experience level changes a bit. The transaction that is happening between the facilitator and the participants has changed for a bit. It has become more engaging, if I'm allowed to call it. I'm constantly giving you challenges by asking you questions, even though they are not challenges because you guys are so smart enough to actually answer all the questions. But it is excellent. And I love the way you're collaborating with me, helping me by giving me those points, which even I couldn't think, some of the phrases that you came up with. So I'm loving it. The control exists between you and me during this workshop in the same way in a learning experience, because it is participatory, it is not passive. The control exists between the learners, the content, the environment, everything together. I'm trying as much as possible to personalize it for all of you who are from all across the globe. We are here connected right now and we are talking about the same topic. Now, there are two primary areas. Oh, congratulations, Aditi. Yes, we are smart in our own way. Maybe in this room, we are all the smartest people in the room. So don't ever underestimate yourself. So coming back to the idea in this session, when we talk about creating a learning experience, we always keep learning word in the front because it is always learner centric. The learner is never out of the picture. I'm not sitting and thinking about it, how I am going to teach you guys. I'm not teaching you. I am providing you an experience. It's like going and watching a movie. A movie's goal is to entertain you. When you enter a movie theater or you open your Netflix or you go through your home theater, whatever you have, you always are striving for that experience which you're going to gain from watching that movie, spending that 1 hour in watching that movie. Here also, this 45 minutes that you have given to me is where we are going to have the experience of actually creating learning experience. Okay, so I'll pause for a minute. If anybody has any question or anything, please feel free to ask me right at this moment, or I can continue. We'll soon come to some activities, so keep your fingertips warm. We are heading towards it. Now, who creates these learning experiences is somebody who is an instructional designer. That's part of me. And I know I wanted to call myself as a multitasking ninja, but I know it's not a job title. I love this t-shirt. I would have worn this t-shirt if it was summers here. But since it is winters, I just took the photograph and I have placed it over here. So yes, how a chef cooks a meal or any specialized profession, a teacher who teaches you, or a person who knows how to pilot an aircraft, flies the aircraft. In the same way, an instructional designer actually creates the learning experiences. Now, there are multitude of names by which we can be called as. For example, I can call you as a student, I can call you as a learner, I can call you as a class 8 individual, class 9th individual, whatever I want to call. In the same way, we instructional designers also have multitude of names. Some people call us learning experience designer, I love this phrase, or a course designer, curriculum designer, training manager, instructional technologist, ed tech, curriculum developer, any number of names we are being called as. But how Shakespeare had said, a rose will be a rose by any name you call it. So we are still going to be there. Now, I want you all to pay attention over here. This is the meat. This is the brain of an instructional designer. How and what we do, the behind the scenes. Okay. This is like how a director of a movie is coming and telling you how they have created the movie. I think in YouTube you have loads of videos which is talks about making of this song, making of this scene. I think there are a lot of making videos of Spider-Man, if I'm not wrong. So against a green backdrop, somebody is taking a somersault and all those things are happening. So this is what we are, No Way Home. Yes. Yes, the movie. Yeah, I'm talking to an active audience here. So thank you for that. So let's see how learning experiences are actually created. So what happens is somebody tells us of a problem. Now we won't randomly sit and create a learning experience. Somebody has to come and tell us what actually is the problem or what is the change, what is the learning that you want to do, right? Based on that only, some kind of an experience can be thought about or can be created. So as soon as I begin for this session also, I needed to understand, why do students want to learn about learning experience? What is it they want to learn about? I mean, instructional designing, okay, instructional designing is there, but why do they want to learn? Because they want to open their eyes to different kind of career options that is available, the different kinds of things, the knowledge that is easily available. We have to be constantly updating ourselves, right? So when I look into like, how do we create the ma'am, what about Harry Potter series? Yes, yes, Harry Potter is also one of my favorite. Yes, you can watch the making. It makes the same sense. I'm sorry, I recently watched the Spider-Man movies. That's why it will be in my example frequently. But Harry Potter is always there. Now, moving on, when apart from understanding what is the goal, if you remember, there were two major aspects, the learners and the goal, when we create the learner-centric content. So here I'm talking about what is it I'm going to, what is the experience that I'm going to create? What is the learning going to happen? As Stephen Covey has always said, begin with the end in the mind. In the same way, as an instructional designer, for me, the audience is very important. Who are they? Where are they going to use this learning? And when are they going to use this learning? So today, what I'm going to teach you about instructional designing, it is not like tomorrow you wake up and you will all become an instructional designers. No, it's not like that. When is in some future time, you might become an instructional designer, right? And I'll also, the pandemic, somebody had prompted us about the pandemic, how technology has come into the picture because of the pandemic. In the same way, how I am delivering, how I am giving out this experience, the format that I am selecting for this experience is also crucial. Again, I'm going to use a movie. For example, if I talk about Avengers, what will happen if I release the Avengers movie on an OTT platform? Instead of releasing it on a theater, I tell you, no, you everybody go and watch Avengers on a OTT platform. It is not meant for a theater. Am I right in that? Am I right in that? No, no. Okay. For example, let's imagine a series like Netflix. What series do you people watch? My niece watches Money Heist a lot. Squid Game. Yeah. What will happen if I release this Squid Game on a theater? Are you going to every day go to a theater and watch the part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5 like that? No, right? So it is not possible. Yes, never, right? So the technology, how I'm going to deliver, in which format I'm going to give the experience is also important. I cannot teach you how to kick a ball in the football field through a book. I can give you directions, but unless you experience that, I cannot make it. You cannot be a footballer, right? So you have to understand the how part is also valuable. Now I'm going to seal my lips in just a minute, and I'm going to leave it to you, everybody in the room. I want all the participants to take out 5 minutes. I'm going to give you time, don't worry. I'm not going to rush upon end the session. I'm going to give you 5 to 6 minutes. Think about a goal that you want to accomplish. I'm giving you an example here. For example, I want to teach my grandmother who has never in life used a smartphone. Okay. I want to teach her how she can create a video conference. Okay. How she can do a video call on WhatsApp. How she can add all the family members in the WhatsApp. Now, imagine everybody in this room is an instructional designer. Come on, wear your caps of an instructional designer, warm up your fingertips, and choose one goal, one learning experience that you want to create, and start to answer the question, what you are doing, when will the learning be used, where will it be used, how is the person going to use. Define your learners also. For example, in my example, I told you my grandmother who hasn't used a smartphone is the who. And why am I doing it? Because I want her to join the family events that we do on Zoom. Okay. So we talked about this. Remember why you're doing it. What is it? What is it? The problem that you're trying to make change? Who are the audience? How, what, how you're going to select the format very carefully. So take 5 minutes. Is everybody okay with that? Take 5 minutes. Okay, so you want to encourage and pursue your friends to make a movie by yourselves. Okay, so that is the learning experience that you want to create. So, Aratrika, why don't you go and start answering? You've already answered part of it. Who? Your friends. That means the people of your age group. Why are you doing it? Try and answer that question. How are you going to do that? And where are you going to do it? The how, it's the same example. How are you going to deliver this? Are you going to create a book out of it? Are you going to create a workshop out of it? The same, if the example that I took for you, that how will the delivery happen? For example, it's a series like Money Heist, Squid Game, Friends, whether I'm going to do it on an OTT platform or a theater. That is how I answered. How am I going to deliver? Right? Yes. Yes. So, Gia, if you want to encourage your parents to be healthier, how are you going to do it? You have defined to me your goal that you want to encourage parents to be healthier. You want to give the encouragement to be healthy. Who is your parents? Why are you doing it? And how will you do it, Gia? When will you do it? What is the situation? What is the experience that you're going to create to ensure that your parents start to think about being healthy? Nikita, you want to learn a lot of languages. Fabulous. How are you going to proceed to learn this lot of languages? What are you going to do? How are you going to make yourself learn? Yes. Chandar, you want to make a robot? Yes. Create a learning nugget for me. Create a learning experience for me. How are you going to teach your friends, or how are you going to motivate your friends to come and help you to make this robot? Excellent. You want to edit. What do you want to edit, Derek? Somebody wants to do acting. Excellent. Excellent. Yes. So you're going to teach your sister by reading books. Is there any other way you can teach her? Just books will give her grammar skills. Grammar is again a practical skill. Can you think about an experience which will help her learn this grammar very quickly? Pranav, I am talking about this thing. Okay, Derek, you want to edit videos. So what are you going to do? How are you going to learn? How are you going to make yourself learn? What is that learning experience that you're going to create for yourself? Great art pieces. Yes, Priyanshi. So how are you going to do that? Please start to answer. How, where, when? Why are you doing it? I want to know also. Priyanshi, why do you want to create great art pieces? Excellent. Jamshed, you want to empower your students about careers. How we are doing it is through this Career Awareness Week, the various different programs that we are running. Do you have any other ideas around that? You want to develop your communication skills, Kushal? Excellent, Kushal. So what are you going to do? Talk to me about the experience that you're going to design. People, I've given you the hat of instructional designer. Think from that place. Yes, Jamshed, you can use career avenues also. But why are you doing it, Jamshed? Can I know? What is your goal? Why are you tackling this? Yes, Gian, you want to encourage them to become an author. Excellent. You want to create webinars for them. Yes, you want to talk about J.K. Rowling. Yes, we learn from people who are already experts. Excellent. Oh, you have thought about this also. This is excellent, Gian. You have thought about that you want to host this session on a Sunday because people are free. You're already thinking from a learner perspective. The experience that you're going to design is going to be fabulous. I can guarantee you that. Yes, Priyanshi, you want to learn sketching and calligraphy. Excellent. How are you going to learn? How are you going to make yourself learn? People become curious, understand how learning is going to happen, when learning is going to happen, expand your thought. Let me tell you, the power skill of 2022 has been identified as diversity in thought, agility in learning. So expand your thought, think more, think more. Oh, excellent, Nikita. You're going to read folklores and traditional books in that language. Stories. Nikita, you have touched a wonderful chord. Storytelling is a powerful tool which you can use to create experience. It gives you the emotional connect. Excellent. 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 This is uh, I'm so happy with so many things that has been outpour has happened. I'm sorry, I might be unable to do justice into uh, what we were trying to achieve over here, but I hopefully have given you a glimmer of how you can change your mindset. You know, how you can do the reset of how teaching and learning has to happen by answering a simple set of questions. What am I learning? When am I going to use it? Where am I going to use it? How am I going to give that experience of learning? For whom am I doing it? Why am I doing it? Till now, I've not got that why from all of you, but I want you to go back and think. Okay, I want you to keep thinking about it. Don't stop here. This workshop is not ended over here. Take it home with you. Think about it. Think about the learning experiences that has been created. Okay, now I want to walk into talking to you about, as an instructional designer, what are the power skills that you might be required to have to start thinking how to create a learning experience, right? So Nikita had come up with something where she talked about using storytelling as one of the mediums. Excellent, because she was thinking about the learners. She was trying to solve the problem, right? So creative thinking, the critical thinking, you are trying to understand your learners, right? So when, if you ever decide to become an instructional designer, yes, excellent, Mahi. Learning is essential to our to our existence, just like food nourishes our body. Yes, learn, unlearn, and relearn always. That is actually a big slogan for all instructional designers. We are constantly learning, unlearning, and relearning. We are passionate people. We constantly start to generate ideas. Okay, now let me tell you, creating these learning experiences is requires you to have knowledge of interdisciplinary skills, right? So you go, and when you now go back and watch a movie, see how the movie has been created, how the movie has been made, not just the direction element, the cinematography element, the script that is being talked about, the characters that are there, but look at it, the holistic picture. If you take out one element from it, the experience that you're going to have won't be complete. So think about things from that perspective. If you want to become an instructional designer, let me tell you, it is a rewarding tool. When I look at the excitement in the faces of the audience in front of me after they go through one of the learning experiences where I have contributed to create, it is like the high point in your life. When I walk into a restaurant, I'm constantly looking at how people are experiences the entire dining experience. Okay, like from where have they parked the car, from where have they walked from that place to the other, how does the waiter come and take questions from you, how is gets transferred inside to the kitchen area, how is your food made and it is served to you, the entire experience from start to finish till my bill comes, I walk out and come home, the entire experience, I try to understand that. I'm constantly like a fly on the wall watching all of these experiences that are happening in interdisciplinary areas. Why? Because tomorrow somebody will come to me and tell me, train my staff who are waiters, who are standing in the restaurant business, and help them enhance their skills. How will I be able to do it unless I have understood what kind of experience they have to create for others. I hope I'm making sense to all of you regarding this. I would like to end it on a note that please stay curious, always keep learning, try and think as much as experiences as you want to.